Hello virtual pilots and welcome to Biggin Hill, the famous RAF station best known for its role during the Battle of Britain in the Second World War. Today we are about to test the Italian G-91 jet fighter brought to us by Sim Skunk Works here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. We will fly above London airspace and land at Northolt Royal Air Force Base where we will practice our landing procedures. This will be a first look at this outstanding product, so let's get in the cockpit and take a look inside. Well, I gotta tell you, this much better than the previous modules we got our hands on. The details are remarkable. Skunk Work did a great job modeling the interior of this cockpit. Textures and reflections are looking good. So let's take it from left to right. That's the throttle. And above it are the engine start switches. Here is the right panel. Looking at the front panel that has this green background color, it looks awesome all together with the scratches and marks that give a vintage used feel. They did a great job. Make sure that the parking brake is set before startup. And here on the right side we have the electric startup with the battery, inverter and generator switches. I don't know the proper procedures, but we will get this baby up and running no matter what. Should be straightforward. So let's see. Battery goes on. No sounds. I noticed that you can't hear the rain on the canopy at this time. Inverters. Then over to the left, cover the shutter fuel valve. Fuel boost. It seems that the starter button has a cover, so let's open it. Then the ignition. I don't know what this engine switch does, but let's set it on. And now let's hit the red button. Okay, sounds good. And I presume we move the throttle out of the stop position into idle. And there we go. So now let's close the starter cover. Check that we don't have any red lights on. Elevator server goes on. You can test the circuits, I see. Oxygen goes on, and let's check the flow. Let's set our instrument lights to 1 notch as we are flying during standard British weather, and also the console lights. Anti-collision goes on. And pitot heat. Taxi lights. Radios. All is good. Testing the rudder pedals, setting the barometer and resetting the accelerometer, tracking our fuel, hydraulics pressure and RPM. Good, let's see the gun sight. Not that we need it. Okay, interesting. And it seems we have a non-operational mirror. Good, a flight controls check and we will be ready to taxi. We are set. Parking brake off. We are clear to taxi to runway 21, passing to our right the Biggin Hill Heritage Hangar. I got a handcrafted scenery by Gobby for both RAF bases. Link is in the video description. He did a great job with a complete overhaul of the entire airport, runways and taxiways based on airport charts, custom markings, terraforming and vegetation plus ground textures. Now I am waiting to see after the UK update what changes we get for this particular airbase and others here in Great Britain. Notice the Spitfire models looking really good here on our right. Almost at the runway, we will get our clearance from the tower and after we line up for departure. Once in the air, we will bank on our left and do a circuit around the base, and once we intercept the course to Echo Golf Whiskey uniform at Northolt, we will climb and get to cruise altitude just for a few minutes as this will be a short flight. We are clear for takeoff. Let's line up on the runway. Runway 21 confirmed. Flaps set. Holding brakes and powering up. And take off. What I notice, I need to check my rudder pedal settings, a bit too rough in sensitivity. Positive climb, gear up. I really like the engine sounds. They give you the right response when you move the throttle. And we go around here. Should be a golf course over here on our left. We keep it steady, trying to trim the aircraft a bit. So here we bank to the right and continue with climbing. Let's add a bit of power. This Italian jet fighter aircraft has its origins in the NATO-organized MBMR-1 competition in 1953, which sought a light fighter bomber, lightweight strike fighter to be adopted as standard equipment across the air forces of the various NATO nations. After reviewing multiple submissions, the G-91 was picked as the winning design of the competition.
Runway 25 at Nordholt. We can see Heathrow International Airport on our left-hand side.
The G-91 enjoyed a long service life that extended over 35 years. The aircraft remained in production for 19 years, during which a total of 756 aircrafts were completed, including the prototypes and the pre-production models. The assembly lines were finally closed in 1977. The aircraft entered into operational service with the Italian Air Force in 1961 and with the West German Luftwaffe in the following year. Various other nations adopted it, such as the Portuguese Air Force, who used it during the Portuguese colonial war in Angola and Mozambique.
Almost ready to make our descent. Until so far, the aircraft responds really well. It's a pleasure to fly. Of course, I didn't do any crazy maneuvering, but as soon as we are on the deck, we will perform some landings. Trying to get some experience with the model and on a later flight do more advanced maneuvers. Reducing power and starting our descent. There is our landing clearance. Got eyes on the airbase. This will be my first attempt to land the G-91, so let's see how that goes. looking a bit too high and off course to the left. Still, let's try to do a touch and go. Never mind, let's try again. Oh, I'm a bit too low and still not a good lineup. It's a bit janky in control, but we'll get used to it. Let's see how this goes. Not good, not good. Let's try again. Third time is a charm. Let's see. Well, that's the best I can do for today. We'll definitely need to check more information on how to land this baby and get more practice. But overall, I really do like the aircraft.
Once the update hits, I will come back to see all the changes and do a formation flight with our fellow community pilots. So if you want to join in, make sure you check out our Discord. Link is in the video description. Let's park over here and shut down and take a last look at the exterior modeling of the aircraft.
Canopy can go up.
Dear virtual pilots, thank you for watching, and please hit the like button as it helps the YouTube algorithm recommending our videos and making sure we grow our community. And subscribe for more on-the-spot news, gameplay and cinematic videos on your favorite simulators and games. I am Andre Celesti, remember to fly safe, and I'll see you next time.